It ripped me onto the ground, half ripped my undies up around my head, so my dick and balls are out and all sorts on. And like all in slow-mo, 3 cameras running, chipping a tooth.
How are snipers? Welcome to the podcast. If you're watching this, you'll notice we've got our relaxed couch edition of the podcast, which normally means we've got a guest.
Smart casual, we like to call it.
Your top is not smart casual. It's,
No.
It's smart winter.
It's fucking
It's
hot
glorious. Looks like 8 sheep dive for your jumper.
too. It is. Obviously, this is partially a audio product, so I've got a rather large cable knit jumper on.
It's fucking glorious.
Yeah.
Big podcast today. We have some special guests, Scott and Mig. They do Fishing Adventure in New Zealand, TV show. Basically, if you're into fishing, even if you're not, because there's fucking funny content on it, they dominate. They're very, very good at what they do. They do a different style of fishing show. They've been around for this is their 13th season, which is launching this coming Sunday in New Zealand. But they also are on YouTube. There will be the links in the show notes. Just lads, also very honest, and nothing's off the table. Which I appreciate. You can tell when you're watching their show, they are just genuine and true to themselves.
Yeah, some great war stories, mainly about animals that just love to root, and and are very good at it.
Enjoy the podcast, rooters.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
Got Brian from England here, guys.
Big Bri, how are?
Hello, fellas. My name is Brian, because guess what? That's my fucking name. So I have a story for you about 3 or 4 months ago. Casual day at work, trying to look busy, turned real quick. I'm a metal fabricator welder doing an apprenticeship. My day started normal, working away, listening to the podcast, when all of a sudden I hear the boss come in saying, all machines off. I know this means one of 2 things. It means the boss is calling a meeting or someone has lost a limb.
Fuck.
It's okay.
A 50-50. Or the boss is calling a meeting about somebody losing a limb.
No one knows what has happened. I decided to take a walk to Workshop 3. It's called Workshop 3 because that's also its fucking name. Bit of context, Workshop 3 is full of press brake machines, which is used to bend metal using around 70 tons of pressure. As I enter the workshop, I find a glove on the floor. Not knowing what has happened, I lift the glove up off the floor.
No.
And as I do, boss man comes back into the workshop shouting, "Where is it?" To which I reply, "Where is what?" And he proceeds to tell me that the press brake operation has managed to break the rule number 1 of press brake operation. Never stick your finger somewhere you wouldn't stick your Mickey. So me and boss man go on a search party for the rest of his finger. Oh, so it's the boss that's lost his finger or someone else?
No. Yeah, it'll be someone else. Fucking surely there's someone, the glove has got a fucking hand still in it.
So we go on the search party for the rest of the finger, to which it can't be found anywhere until I refer back to finding the glove. As I walked in, the boss man says, "Who owns that glove?" To which I reply, "I don't know, it's on the floor." And with a surprisingly calm tone, he says, "Well, there is a finger in that glove." And I start feeling each individual finger of the glove, and on the last one I can feel something spongy.
Fuck that.
And turned the glove inside out to find half of a finger in the glove. The boss rushed off to hospital with him. Unfortunately, it could not be reattached and has now left him with half a finger. And as all this was going on, the poor bugger with 9.5 fingers was worried that he couldn't roll a ciggy. He's lost probably an index, hasn't he? Fast forward to now, he's back at work, no problem, and definitely will not stick his finger in the same spot again. Love the podcast, boys. Up the wires.
Fuck. We used to have a share milker who could roll. He fucking must have put his hands through a fucking wood chipper. They were fucked. He just looked like a whole bunch of crab claws. Anyway, he could roll a dart while throwing cups on one-handed with this fucking cooked fucking
Take
hand.
my strong hand.
Yeah, one of those ones.
Strong hand ciggies.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Okay, so we're going to get into our guests now. I'm going to mention at the start of the podcast. You're going to bloody love them. Absolute lads are Scott and Mig. And also, first part of the chat is a little bit more about what it takes to get a TV show up and running, and the fucking classic can-do attitude of a Kiwi, eh? A couple of Kiwi battlers just been like, nah, we're going to keep pushing until this fucking thing happens.
None of the gear, no idea. but fucking 13 seasons strong. Let's go.
Hello, champions. You are listening to Not For Radio.
What an absolute treat, Scott and Mig from Fishing and Adventure. Welcome to Not For Radio.
Cheers, lads.
Good to be here, boys.
Ahead of the launch of the 13th season of the TV show.
Right, man. Yeah, season 13. Who would have thought, eh, Mick?
Oh, definitely not me.
How old were you, 19? But
Yeah, 19, 20, around
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
when we decided to
Absolutely
pull trigger
no
on this.
idea what we're up to, eh?
Yeah, I don't think you still do, though, to be fair.
No, that's good. Yeah,
Still figuring out how to go along.
There'll be moments in this interview that'll like that too.
Yeah, mate, that's exactly how we operate. And for a lot of people that listen to Not For Radio that are based here in New Zealand will know exactly what you're up to. The Australians probably would have had a little bit of a dalliance as well, but the Northern Hemisphere are yet to be introduced to you, which we, people that we refer to as brothers from another mothers.
Yeah.
How did just to wind it all the way back, just for those crew? How did this all come about, and what were you doing prior to this?
Yeah, okay, so, geez, it's going back. So 2011, Mig was working for me. He's younger cousin, so 10 years younger than me. We were doing Sky installs, so here in New Zealand with Sky TV, that's all around the world, I guess. Satellite dishes, running cables, putting aerials up, that sort of shit. And Mig was obviously the one that goes under the house, does all the shit jobs. And,
Of course. Scott stays up having muffins and cupcakes and whatever else with the old ladies.
yeah, I'm sure that's
Touching up the solo mums that stayed at home. Yeah, we know that.
You know
We
the
know
deal.
that.
Yeah. Going to the
Customer
undie
service.
drawers. Going to the undie drawers when no one's home, all that sort of stuff. The standard stuff that you expect from a technician in New Zealand. So there we go. So we're doing this. Meg's with me. We're like, fuck, we love our fishing, like, because we grew up fishing together, and that's kind of a thing. And obviously we had access to sort of boats with families and stuff like that, and we were really getting into fishing of our own. It was like, fuck, we're all right at this, eh? We were okay. Like we weren't like guns, eh?
No, we're pretty shit, eh? To be honest,
No, we weren't shit. I wouldn't say shit.
We were passionate, and we were okay.
We were okay. We started to get better at fishing. We started to catch like decent sized snapper in New Zealand, the premium fish in New Zealand, especially the North Island. So we kind of thought we had what it takes to like make our own content. And back then there was no GoPros really, like really early day GoPros, and there was like not a lot of sort of information around that stuff. There's a couple of pioneer fishing shows in New Zealand, the only place that was really doing content. And so we're like, why do we have a crack at making our own sort of fishing show? We're like, yeah, we could do that. Fuck yeah, easy,
Did you start posting reels first, or you just went straight into let's make a TV show?
There was no reels.
Yeah, there was no space.
There was nothing like that. Like Facebook was, I don't know, it was kind of like there or thereabouts, but it was small scale. Like there was no one really making content. YouTube was there, but TV was the place to be, right? That was and that was still big. And so we're like, let's make a TV show. It's like, cool. Fucking no knowledge of any of that. Like literally nothing. Like,
what was the technical rider that you were running with? Was it somebody used to do a bit of skateboarding back in the day, had the Sony Handycam? Yeah. There's definitely no mics on it. The little fucking LCD pop-out screen off the side of it, 2 inches, pixelated as fuck. You look like Super Mario on it, and then you just started chopping together a show. So who had the job of shooting it and editing it, or did you share it?
To be fair, there was, I guess, go back a little bit further than that. Like I always was a little bit into content creation, or we'd make movies basically with me and my mates, like not dodgy movies, like movies.
And the same theme as the era of Jackass, CKY, all that.
Yeah. And we would just sort of do shit, but the movies are kind of like action movies, drug deals and guns and stuff, and like we just try and make these movies and try and make them cool,
Still New Zealand living.
As you're like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and then meanwhile, Meg's kind of like, you did a couple little videos with your old man fishing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Meg put on like an Australian accent. And
for some reason, I don't know. It's just like, okay, here we are out on the water.
Whatever it was, I was like, what are you up to? We're talking like an Australian all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And we kind of obviously both we got on quite well. Obviously worked together and we had that sort of relationship. We got something, that we can do together with the banter and that sort of shit. So let's give it a go. And so it was like, well, I kind of just bought a camera. I had bought from Cash Converters. Just a fucking which is just not professional, just a Cash Converters camera. I think, and then we just went off and started filming some stuff and tried putting together what we thought was this episode as such, and no real idea. And then just sort of one thing led to another, kind of start figuring out the landscape of, I guess, the production world and realizing we're way over our head, but we're not going to stop, keep going. And then just sort of the talk to enough people and sort of figure out, I guess, the right way around it. But there was no kind of blueprint for it whatsoever. You're very much just winging it.
Make a plan and gift to the gab. Good old Scotty, he can talk his way through situations.
Yeah, thankfully, I was able to sort of convince a few people that we kind of knew what we were up to, even though there was absolutely no idea. Nothing. We knew nothing. Like there was no knowledge of production, sponsorship. I met with a guy from Sky TV through a mutual contact, and he's like, "Are you going? Who's your production company?" I was like, "Oh yeah, no, we got that sorted." He goes, "Oh, who is it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's made some shit up," and he's like, "Okay." He's like starting to ask some more questions. I'm like, it's kind of like we've got the sort of we've got production taken care of. He's like, "Okay, well once we'll hear from the production company. We don't normally hear from you." I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I know. I just thought I'd come and do the meeting and all this shit."
Get out of your phone, fuck, we need a production company. Fuck.
Exactly.
Google it.
And then then it's like trying to find a production company. And anyway, trying to cut a little bit of a long story short, figured out a way of making what we thought was a pilot video, and then we're like, how are we going to make this different? So we're like, themed episodes, right? So I had this great idea that we could do these themed episodes where we like dress up in costumes, and the costume matched the theme, and there was a challenge that was associated with it, and it was all related. For an example, our pilot video was what we called the Hauraki Gulf War. We dressed up in army clothes, like in this Hauraki Gulf War kind of whatever, had paintball guns, and we're standing there in all our army gears fishing, and then and then we had this challenge segment, which it's still here to this day, and the challenge was to there was a challenge between the two of us. Whoever caught a certain fish, and the loser then gets shot with paintball guns, right?
On the boat.
On the boat.
Yeah.
So, of course, Mig, being the younger apprentice, took the fall as the, pre-planned that.
What's just park on that for a moment. It's been going, this is now with 13 seasons.
Yeah.
Have you done a tally? Like, we like going through, when State of Origin's on, we like to go through and see who's won how many games and how many series. Yeah. Do you know where the table sits?
You did a little tally up,
I did a little tally
about 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was definitely more towards me. But it's starting to even out.
And Mig's defence, and to be fair, their first year was Mig, you're going to lose every challenge. Like that was this is the narrative we're going with. Like this is going to work, and it did work. It kind of got people going, oh, Mig the underdog, and people going for Mig, try and go for him because he's this, the young cousin always getting picked on. It kind of worked really well. And obviously, I didn't like losing either, so I was like, worked quite well. I was like, cool, I'll be this fucking hero that wins everything. But that was back in those very early days where it was like we're very much working things out as we go. And so, do you look back on?
Have you had a look back on any of that earlier stuff recently? Just sometimes it pays to look at the beginning to see how far you've come and see the distance that you put between it, and it's often not embarrassing, but I think you can look at it through two lenses. You can go, holy shit, that is absolute dog shit what we made in the beginning. Or you go, isn't it fucking awesome that we were producing this and we stuck with it, and now look what we're putting out, and you can see that level of growth and that forward momentum and that growth mindset. Because most people, like you said, if you're not great at it, don't know how to do it, like there's so many red flags for you to stop. But you just fucking bulldoze through them.
Exactly right, man. And that is it's really humbling to go back. Watch those early episodes. Just reminds you of what was going on at the time too, the people around you, the obstacles that you did fight to overcome, and there were a lot of them, man. There was a lot of closed doors. It was no, and friends, people you know really well. It's not going to happen, mate. Everyone just trying to, not trying to cut you down, but just that expectation, that whole Kiwi mentality of like, you're not going to be able to make a TV show. Why would you? You're from Hamilton, he's from Rotorua. You guys ain't got an education. You know nothing from the fucking. You don't know the industry, all this shit. And to be fair, that stuff's all true, but it's like. Goes to show if you've got the right attitude and you do just keep bulldozing through. Just keep kicking the door until it fucking opens. It'll eventually open.
You mean from two landlocked cities and still do a fishing show?
We're still in those I won't say shitty, but they're landlocked cities now.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's right.
Yeah. So the pilot gets cut. What happens?
So we make this pilot video. I'm making it on some free software I'd dodgily downloaded that would crash my computer and hard drive every 5 minutes. Took me about five days to make 10 minutes of footage. I'm like, okay, this looks cool, and I made it into about 40 minutes in the end, thinking that's a great pilot video. It was kind of shit, but you could see I had some sort of production value. There was a shot, there was an underwater shot, then there was a cutaway, and then it was kind of like, I kind of was working out like a little bit of how to make a show. It wasn't a show's arsehole, but it was, it was something there. You could see. Took it to a production company, a few of them, they're all kind of like, nah. One of them's like, yeah, we reckon we can run with that. Like, I was like, oh, cool. What do we need? Like, you just need to get the budget. And like, cool, what do we need? 150 grand. Done. I'll go get the money.
Good.
Sweet, let's go. I'm like, fuck, let's go. Knocking on some doors. We need some money for the thing. To the sponsors, like, cool, we'll give you some product. Okay, cool. All right, we'll give you some rods. Okay, we'll lend you a boat. Okay, all right, fuck, no money. Literally, every single person took. No one was wanting to part with any sort of cash whatsoever. Meanwhile, Mig's fucking working on the side of the road, 0800 labour.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fucking
Allied workforce.
breaking concrete and doing shit to kind of just make ends
So I
meet.
could take the days off to jump into meetings.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know what I was
Try
doing
and
in the
bring Mig
meeting,
along
but-
for the meeting with the laptop to look professional, and I'm just there talking shit to these sponsors, trying to convince them
things over
that,
the line.
you know, we've got this TV show, it's going to work. They're like, well, have you? We're like, well, you know, the idea's there, but in the end, we managed to. Fortune, as it works out, sometimes is, you know, like I say, you open enough doors, you kick in enough doors, some of them open. A good mate of mine from back in the day used to skate with him, Jared, and he was actually contracting to this production company, and we got yarning. He's like, oh, if I could be up to it, I'll try and make this fishing show. He's like, oh, okay. And then he was kind of had a bit of freelance skills, and I said, and in the end, I was like, look, mate, fuck, I can't get any money for this. We're not getting any. No one's paying us. How much would it take for you to produce this show for us, you and your brother, with your skills, to produce this show for us, and then, you know, what would that cost? And he's like, oh, I can do it for 30 grand. I was like, fucking done. Sold my boat, sold my jet ski, sold some gear.
Yeah.
So let's go. Like, and then we're all in.
Yeah,
and
all
we
in,
we kind of sneakily didn't tell the network, which is Prime TV at the time. We didn't really tell them that the production company wasn't the production company who had actually, because they'd got the production company had actually got the deal over the line if it was through them, right? So,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh well, you know, let's just not tell them, you know.
What's your rationale behind this? Well, I'm just not going to tell them. Okay, yeah. That
Let's
sounds like a
just
fucking
fucking
great
hope
plan.
that when we give them the video, the first bit of content, the first episodes to deliver, that they're going to be like, okay, cool, we're happy. And then I'm like, kind of dropped it on them, like I think a couple of weeks out from us. We'd filmed like half the season. I'm like, dropped it on them. Like, oh, by the way, there's just been a little change in the production. Like, put it in a way that's, and the guy's like, oh, well, hang on a minute, what do you mean? Like, what have you done? I was like, oh no, just the cameraman's kind of doing it. Same cameraman, same editor, just through a different name. I was like, oh, okay. Fuck, thankfully, send them our first 2 episodes. I was like, sweet, we're happy. I was like, fuck yeah.
You know, the
massive
sweet
sigh
spot
of relief.
there is that how television works is that they block out spaces when they've got an arrangement. So
Yes,
for
yeah.
them to then scramble, they were also fucked.
Probably.
When you waited that long. So like back in the day, so you'd be ingesting this. So back 2011, you would have been ingesting beta tapes into a thing, which then goes onto a
Yep,
server,
exactly.
which then plays them out.
100,
So, so you do your edits, and then you pump them onto these big fucking machines,
was
and they
shit.
needed to be on there at a certain time. Otherwise, the fucking station
Exactly.
actually crashed, and there'd just be a
100%.
holding space put
It's
up there.
crazy. It's not even that long ago, eh? It's
Nah,
crazy.
man. Delivering them in like these VCR type.
Yeah, it was beta tapes. Yeah, that's
and
exactly
so
it.
they used to when and this is that same era. People would come out of like South Seas production school, and they go straight into the only way you could get a job is if you had a beta camera, and so it holds those beta tapes. And they're $100,000 bit of kit, which is like this fucking massive, and sits on your shoulder. And within 6 months of that being the standard, it went boom. Then it cut down to these Sony P2s, which are like smaller handycam ones, and then it went from there to DSLRs, and then it's basically been DSLRs ever since.
Yeah,
and there's
man.
guys with these fucking vintage $100,000 fucking nooses around their necks, just fucking waiting to trade out of them.
Who was the first sponsor to get on board? Or did Prime give you money?
No money from anyone. No networks money. Sorry. So then we still don't get paid from the networks.
Yeah.
Funny enough to this day, but that's just the nature of an off-peak show. It's all sponsor funded. But a Honda Marine actually still with us to this day. First
That's
sponsor.
mega.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
once what a absolute blue chip sponsor to have as
Yeah,
well.
man, yeah.
And sometimes you need those big dogs
You got it,
because
yeah.
everyone else just goes, "Oh, who have you got?" And you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
"Oh, we've got Honda Marine." And the other, well, that's the fucking best in the business. Of course, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I'd like to say they did say that, but they're kind of like, oh, well, we'll see how the season goes. We've got a lot of that. We'll wait for next year, you know. And to be fair, though, a lot of those guys did want to wait for next year, and then some of them missed out, you know, because it ended up like we had people in place, and we had a couple of sponsors, but not a lot of money. And then Milwaukee Tools actually come on board as a cash sponsor. The only bit of cash we got was through those guys. They gave us a little bit of cash. Although we gave them naming rights for like fucking 20 grand. It was like unreal. Like it was like the cheap. You wouldn't even, you know, back in those days when TV numbers, and they still are relatively okay, but back then they were pretty impressive numbers, you know. And you're giving away this I guess
Pretty good, like really good branding. And
we called the show Milwaukee Fishing and Adventure, and it was and you know they got some good branding out of it. But anyway, like I say, to get it over the line, that's what we had to do.
But then you have me and Jay always talk about that. Like if you have that top tier sponsor like a Milwaukee Tools that comes in, like that's a worldwide brand.
Yeah, that's right.
And that creates the image.
Yeah, well,
of
that's
that
true.
You guys
Yeah.
are fucking,
Yeah.
and you got Honda on board.
Yeah,
then all of a
exactly.
sudden next season, I'm assuming it got easier.
Yeah, it kind of got easier in a certain stage, a certain way, but there was it was still hard. It was still hard to navigate around that sort of sponsorship stuff. There was a little bit. The season was a little bit controversial. Not controversial, I guess, is just there were a lot of people like, oh, all these costumes and these fucking themed episodes you guys are doing. Like,
You were breaking the mold.
we were breaking the mold.
It was very straight up the middle fishing before you guys came along.
and
Right?
that's
That was
why
the
we did
idea.
it. You know, it was how are we going to break through the noise?
Was
Like,
it Jeff Thomas and Graham
yeah,
Sinclair? That was
Jeff, Graham, and
basically
Matt Watson. Yeah,
and Matt was even new on the scene as well.
He was,
If you watch,
Yeah.
you go and watch how Matty got his start.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, he breaks every maritime rule that you can possibly break in a fucking thing. And that's how we got to start.
Exactly,
And like now when you look at how the formats have gone, and yes, it's great to have it on television, but the amount of people that would connect with you on social and on these different platforms, it's just
Well, that's exactly
it's
it.
a changing beast.
Big
And
time.
understandable, you know, if you aren't now having to go to that level of production, and you can continually take people along on the journey with you, and now you're a public figure, so now if you're at a boat ramp, people are hitting you up, and if you're at when you're at the shows, like the big what's it fucking
Hutchville
the
Boat
Hutchville
Show,
Boat Show.
yeah.
Like you just get flogged and you spend 3 days fucking shaking babies and
Yeah,
kissing hands. You
basically,
know?
It's exactly like that. It is, and yeah, we are 100% in those scenes, in those environments. It's very much celebrity status, which in New Zealand's cool though. Like people are pretty respectful. It's quite a cool country to be that like that, and most people just want to have a yarn and show you a photo of their fish and that kind of thing. And
You were the catalyst for every single Tinder profile pick, eh?
Holding
Holding up a fucking holding up a fish there.
Yeah,
G'day, fucking Barry 76.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Looking for a fucking nice lady.
Let's chat about the fish. Your favourite two fish, I believe, was first marlin and first 20-pound snapper.
yeah, that was a little while ago now. Actually, it's probably changed since that.
Okay.
It's even morphing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They are the highlights. That was probably one of the highlights. Catching our first marlin, because that was our first game fish, and we, coming from the background, as you kind of know, we were okay at fishing, but game fishing wasn't on our radar. We were kind of
inshore,
inshore
snapper
fishing,
kingies.
a little bit snapper, medium-sized kingies. So when we'd catch a decent fish, like we would froth, and we kind of still do. It's genuine. It's kind of like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's part of the attraction. I think what people liked about the show, because it was real. And I guess we always made sure we've always said from day one, don't try and be something you're not. What's the point? Like, there's a reason we're kind of able to still do it today. It's because we just stay true to yourself, and people will see through if you try and bullshit and try and pretend you're something that, so like we just own the fact that we don't fucking know everything here. So first marlin, like that was a shit show trying to get that first marlin. There was a couple of fucking, there was some.
How many attempts?
Oh, I don't know. It was not the amount of attempts. It was just the style of attempts. I think that was there was a situation where we had
we had 4 gold reels, and our 5th reel we're like, we'll just throw it together. We probably won't get hit.
Oh yeah, that's the one we hooked
That
them
was
on.
the first- yeah.
And then where there's proper like gold 80 wides. Then there's one cheap,
Fantastic.
like it was a $500 combo. Like just we'll put that at the back just in case. Of course that's the one that gets whacked. And then we're like fucking and it was hissing off like fuck, we're on. We don't know what we're doing, but we're kind of on this marlin, and fucking 30 seconds in, I'm just getting the harness on, and then bang, the reel just something just explodes, and oh fuck, and I'm holding the reel, I'm like what the fuck, and so what had happened is just when you're supposed to do the reels, you're supposed to have those like clamps
Like
underneath
a clamp that comes
to lock it all down because of the pressure, but I didn't put the clamp on because I spooled the reel up already. I was like, I won't,
The clamp
There's a
for
1 in 5 chance here.
We don't need a clamp for a snapper.
Fuck, and then of course it basically just exploded the reel seat. So then I'm left holding the reel, and then we're left with the rod, and this marlin's just fucking jumping out. And Cameron's like, where do I film? I was like, just film the marlin.
Don't film the reel.
Exactly. We're like, what do we do? I was like, oh fuck, hose clamps, and fucking ran up the front and found some hose clamps out of our toolbox. And then meanwhile, there's Megan, Ben, my brother, and they're fucking. I'm holding this fucking reel and this fucking just emptying the spool. Like fucking this marlin's just doing its thing. And then the boys get the hose clamps on, fucking tape around it, and fucking tack on. Okay, fucking make up something's gonna happen, and go. Okay, let's go. We're back.
We're on the black cable, black tape to cover up the hose clamps.
And then just fucking cut around it, and next minute fucking. So then about half an hour later, this marlin comes boat side, sink the gaff, and you can imagine the jubilation, the relief, and it was just that brought the house down, of course, because of obviously the situation, which we couldn't even talk about because it was like as much as it wasn't the rod's fault, it was still when no one wants to see a broken rod. It's know what it's like. It's kind of bad look for the sponsors. So but that was probably why that marlin was the most my most memorable catch, I guess.
What about you, Meg?
Yeah. So probably be another game fish. Be our swordfish that we got out down Waiho Bay. And it's just become our nemesis, and still is to this day.
I've seen a few eps where you guys have been bad. And do you know what? I really appreciate how you guys are like, no fish today. Whereas people put a fucking highlights reel together for fishing shows, and you're like, man, where are they going?
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
like long days fishing to get the fish, and you've got to spend the time in the water to get the great fish, right?
That's right.
you do.
And when you don't spend like every day sword fishing, it can be hard to go once every now and again like we do.
It's really tricky. It's 500 metres deep. You're sort of this makeshift sinker rig that you drop down and lose the weight, and then you got to try and fish for it in 500 metres and try and figure out what the hell to do. But we just had this glorious day where we had caught actually a 20-pound snapper that morning.
Got one episode in the can. We're like, fuck, what do we do? Hey, let's go for a sword. Like, okay, and then as you do, and this is what you can do in a place like New Zealand, right? And especially a place like Waiho Bay where the deep water's so close to the coast. It's just, and we're out there, and
we were like 10 or 15 minutes into our first drop. Bang, hit.
Yeah.
And we were on, and sure enough, we had the drone up and caught the fish jumping out of the water and
on the drone,
cool. And we good reasonable battle, got boat side, managed to land it, and yes, man, you wouldn't believe it was the same as the marlin. It was just the jubilation.
That was cool because that was like we put the harpoon in it because it was like because we were like we don't want to lose this fish, and so because we'd lost a couple, and they're animals, man.
They're gladiators of the sea for a reason.
I fucking nearly got pulled in. I was just like holding this, I'm not the biggest dude, but I'm like, and this thing's just dragging me around. And I'm like, fuck me. And then Ben my brother chucked the harpoon in it, and then he just went apeshit. This thing's get all over the place. There's blood everywhere. It was like,
people don't. People, and I didn't know this until recently either. That swords are more closely related to sharks than they are to marlin.
Yep.
And so if you see a marlin, they'll fucking peel out.
Yeah.
But if you fuck with a sword, then they're more likely to have a crack at you. So that's why I think there's been four that have been shot in spearfishing terms, and 2 guys landed it and 2 died.
Yes.
So there's a 50-50 chance of if you fucking hit one with a spear,
those stats
they'll
aren't
spin
good.
on you and they'll fucking put it straight through you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this one was the same when we got on boat side. He starts attacking the boat.
Great chance of a broken arm.
Oh, fuck yeah. And that's a proper sword. That's a weapon. And it's hard, and it fucking can throw it around, and it just smashes into you. Like guys break their arms, like all sorts of shit when they're trying to land them. So they're a proper animal, those things.
And fucking delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Delightful. That's why we do it, ultimately.
True.
It's for the food. Like, we put the harpoon in it to eat it.
Yeah, exactly right. It's not just for let's put the harpoon in and string it up and chuck it, take it to the dump like the 80s. Yeah. It's not like that.
Now, for someone that's not into fishing, well, no, not into it, but just doesn't know a lot about it, the idea of just taking the boat and going out into like what essentially is a very vast place, middle of fucking nowhere, and then dropping a sinker with a bait for a swordfish seems real like needle in a haystack shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, is there that many of them down there that, like, every 3 days you might catch one, or are you, trying to get the odds in your favour?
Bit of both, actually. There's a bit of both. Like there's these trenches they kind of run through in these areas with these zones that they like to go, but they're not always there, as we found out. Like we spent 4 days in a row at that Kubota fishing tournament, and we didn't get one. We got one bite. Yeah, and that's hard. That's hard work. And other times, like Mick said, you turn up 15 minutes and you hook one. And it's kind of there are a lot of them. They're a fast growing species. They are quite abundant. So if you're in the right zone and they're there, you're quite easy to get a bite out of them if your bait's in the right place. But it's fishing. There's variables. It's fucking So I guess to explain it in a probably simple way, it's like it is a needle in a haystack, but these fish do congregate to these sort of areas. And if you're within the kui, you got lights. You also got big sort of strobe lights and things on your rig to bring them in, and they've got wicked eyesight, swordfish, so they can see from ages away, and so they'll see that, and so they'll be able to come from probably 50, 100 meters away, and so you kind of that helps you. You're not have to put the bait right in front of them. You have to get it near them. Yeah.
Can you? That's and a great question too. Like, can you be a better fisherman than somebody else? Because at the end of the day, they fucking call them wishing sticks for a fucking reason.
No, you definitely can. If you go to enough fishing comps, you see the same fucking people going up to collect the big prizes.
Because we had this, we went out on a charter, and there was 15 of us across the back of this thing. Like, this is basically a fucking drift net. Yeah. And I was in the middle, and I've got fishermen around me that are proper fishermen. This is one of Az's trips, one of the Jack trips. Yeah. And the boys aren't hitting anything, and I'm on white lightning, and this thing can't even touch the fucking water without pulling something's 15-pounder. It was just like, got to the point where I stopped fishing because I couldn't even have a sip of beer. Like, I was like, this is fucking
Those are the days you do it.
And then you switch, and then I was like, passed it over to my mate Brad, and he'd been catching nothing. And fuck me, then he just gets hammered as well.
Oh,
so
true.
So there, and it
You
was.
go, what's on the rig?
Yeah,
Well, no, it was the same. It was same shitty ledger rig that's fucking one of the black magic straight out the
there are
pack.
some
You know?
weird little nuances in fishing like
Yeah.
that. That does happen. It does happen, and it's for whatever reason. There's a side of the boat thing, or there's a rod thing, or there's a whatever.
And I don't know how many times I've had it with us filming as well. We'll have a head-to-head challenge which relies on us catching.
You want it to catch.
A few
someone catch a
different
fish, someone else passes them the leaderboard. Have a bit of back and forth.
Yeah.
Those are great apps.
But it ends up 90% of the time one person catches all the fish, the other person catches fuck all. It's like
it's
a little
okay.
bit for the storyline. It'd be nice to have
Yeah.
someone to catch the other fish. So.
But it just happens.
And so and to your point, I think like there's some like the rig thing. There's some because fish can be fickle, right? And sometimes it's a real little 1%er that will be like the sinker was a bit further away from the hook, or the hook placement was slightly different, or hook was slightly smaller, and then some little things like that will be the difference. And so, but you definitely can be a better fisherman than someone else. Look at us when we started to where we are now.
Yeah.
Like that's a classic example of you just like anything, you learn, you get better at it, you figure out things, you understand currents, and that all comes into it. You understand what's going on with the rig you've got down there, how to work lures, so many variables.
First
so.
is acknowledging those differences and what might be causing it, not just saying, it's fishing, mate.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Yeah, try and think about it. Yeah,
And
as best you can. Like I said, sometimes it's put it down to the fishing gods as shafting you or helping you. Sometimes it's just the way it goes as well. Yeah,
It's one of the greatest hobbies on the planet. Like you'll fish to the day you die, and you won't know anywhere near everything.
absolutely,
No,
man.
Like, you can't clock it.
You can't clock it.
There's a
100%.
great. I saw something pop up on Instagram the other day which absolutely nailed it. And it's like, look at there. It's fucking. It's was it $35 a kilo for snapper in the supermarket, and there's a guy frying up in a pan. He goes, and look at this. Only cost me fucking 400 grand on a boat, $1,500 on gas. Fucking the missus left me. It's like, what a fucking deal.
Exactly.
Have you noticed, because you've been doing it long enough and you've been fishing long enough and you fished all over the place, predominantly you sort of basically northeasty would probably be it, sort of, tip to tip.
Yep.
Have you noticed a change in the fishery, the amount of action, the amount of sharks, even the blue water, and the ability for people to be like, mahi is not uncommon now in the bay.
No, man. Definitely some changes. The sharks one, big time. Like there's a lot more sharks.
Wow.
A lot more sharks, and particularly sharks, the bronze whaler sharks. They kind of understand. They learn, especially around fishing, like recreational fishing. So they'll learn that this particular reefs that hold good kingies, guys go there daily or quite regularly. They hear the boats turn up. The bronzies will be there. They'll follow. They'll literally you'll maybe get one fish in. Next drop, that fish will get sharked, or you have to wrestle with a shark to get it in.
Yeah,
because the sharks just learn and they
know that there's an easy feed there to be had.
And they don't normally get to eat kingfish because they can't really catch them. But when a kingie's on a line and you're preventing it from swimming away, the shark can get it. So the number of sharks that have turned up on these reefs has been it's amazing, eh?
Yeah, and it changes the game because that fish that would have been released by a charter boat or a recreational fish show is just not there anymore because it's munched
Like
in
half a fish, yeah.
Or it's not even half. It's a head.
Yeah, it's a head. So a lot more
They're
sharks
fucking
around.
good. They just smack him just in behind the gill plate,
Yeah,
basically.
man.
Yeah, most out of it.
And that's I've noticed that. We used to be able to get away with. You would very rarely get sharked when we started fishing. Now it's these spots that are not well known enough. Every single time you just have to figure out a way of getting around it, which there are kind of ways. I've got some techniques. Fucking drive as fast as you can away with the fish attached. That works. And then drive off the reef, and then the sharks don't usually follow if they move away too fast.
Once you're out over the reef, so like the mound comes off, they just will generally head back towards the reef
Yeah, so
again.
that's a technique we've been using we've had a bit of success off the back of. It's not quite as fun because you can't just stand and scrape them. You got to fucking boost off, but it means you can land the fish.
Hang on
So
your dear life,
yeah.
and poor Kingy comes sailing to the surface.
Just comes with a skeleton. The rest of the meat's just been fucking ripped off.
The whole vertebrae dislocated. But
And blue water, the blue water fishing, the game fishing in general has just come a lot. Yellowfin tuna, mahi, like there's wahoo being caught like last year, stuff like that. So that's changing, eh? And I don't know if that's because I don't know if that's a good thing, because it could be from things that are happening around with global warming and stuff that could be causing this, which is obviously not ideal from a recreational fishing perspective. It's great, but I mean, if someone could genuinely tell me that it's all for the best and there's nothing wrong going on in the rest of the world, then I'll be like, fuck yeah, happy days. Yeah.
I remember when someone was saying, holy fuck, we got kingies at D'Urville Island, and then it was like a little bit later, it's like, man, someone caught a kingie off Christchurch, and the other boy's like, I shot a kingie in fucking Milford,
Yeah.
whatever, and the sounds.
Yeah, we caught them off the rocks in Fiordland. Yeah, man.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's insane.
It's crazy. And I don't know if they were always there in those numbers. I don't think that.
I don't think so. Like,
Because guys have been fishing for bluefin tuna around those sounds for years, and there's never really hear many kingy as bycatch, which you'd expect, right? But now it's just like they're everywhere.
yeah.
Down there. So yeah,
You mentioned the Kubota Classic, which is that is some tournament.
It is.
Is it the most prize money in the Southern Hemisphere?
I think
Explain
yeah.
what it
Is
is.
it
How
$1
many
million
boats?
bucks?
More.
There's more than that on the line, and not for one person, but you can. There's well over $1 million
What was it,
worth.
500 grand heaviest billfish?
Heaviest billfish is at 500 grand. Yeah.
So explain how that competition works. Like
So that's basically, it starts with a shotgun start, which is the most impressive thing you'll find. All these boats lining up. How many boats? 470 or something?
it looks like
that,
the
yeah.
aquatic version of Mad Max.
It does.
Yeah.
Exactly what
It
it is.
felt like that.
It felt like honestly,
So
like
sick.
we think, hey, how's it going to go? Because our first time doing it last year, it is white knuckle. Like, oh fuck, like you literally are. You cannot like it was pretty scary. Mick's
Yeah.
like, oh, left, my large boat this here. Fuck, I'm just fucking
straight, yeah, but you were also full hammer
full
down.
hammer
There's
down.
no-
So and everyone is. It's fucking hectic.
But
That's the shotgun
and
start.
that's from everything. That's like jet skis
Yeah.
through to like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
biggest game fishing
Yeah,
boat,
and
which is
you-
held
exactly.
out here in Auckland, which is like
Giant,
whatever,
yeah.
55, 60
Yeah.
foot long thing.
It's just so that's pretty hectic in itself. And then you've got everyone fighting for these fishing prizes, which are next level money. You're talking. I think there's 300 grand just for the best points, 500 grand for the heaviest billfish. Like you're up over $1 million, and you easily. And, and it's.
And they keep you engaged the whole time over the radio, so you know
It is
what's
good.
happening, and it's just
I was watching
your
all
mates
the
are
Facebook
hooking up.
updates this year. Is awesome.
Yeah, and even though we caught no fish, like we said, like you still right till the very end, you like keep going because you got a chance to. There was like 50 grand or something for the last tagged fish or something, so you're hanging on, just in case. It's crazy. It's a crazy.
And so,
tournament.
what does it cost to enter a team?
It's a couple of grand. Yeah, a couple
And
of
so,
grand.
are they getting all that prize money just from sponsors?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams, so that's obviously a lot of it as well.
500 times $2 grand. is
Yeah,
$1 million
true.
bucks.
Yeah, and then you've got
And then
sponsors
you've
like Kubota, who's obviously and they put up prizes as well as cash, I'm assuming, and
And the buy-ins are different too.
oh, that's
like
right. They forgot about that. There's all this whole gambling side of it as well, where you can buy in and you can bet money on yourself to be able to be eligible for the tag categories. There's all sorts of different categories. So
And
it's
people
like-
punt on other boats as well, eh?
yeah, I think you
Yeah.
can. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
still do that. I don't know if you can still do that.
Like over the shoulder bet or something.
Because
Yeah.
I know what Kiwis are like. Do you feel a little bit of side eye when you guys turn up something like that? They're like, oh, fucking
Here's the
yeah.
fucking pros. How'd you get on, boys? You fucking no tails out the back.
Yeah, exactly.
wasn't it?
There's a little bit of that, but I think because we're not known as being like gun game fishers, like, even to this day, like I think people kind of expect us to perform at some level. Like everyone's got, oh, you guys didn't catch anything, but most people like understand game fishing. If you go game fishing, it's probably the most humbling fishing of all fishing types, right? There's a lot of money wasted, and like I said before, like these expensive boats, and then a lot of people go out and come back with absolutely nothing a lot of the time. So it's not unexpected. So yeah, that's kind of.
So it's
hell of a lot of
two
fun, though.
grand to enter.
Yeah.
Generally about another 15, 20 grand on gas.
Yeah.
And then about 15 to 20 grand on piss or gas for yourself. And then you just go and mow the big blue
Mow
for
the big
3
blue.
days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's probably worth having a chat about the 13th series. What can we expect on this one? I mean,
So,
And how do you, and this far in, how do you go about planning a season and finding fresh content, new angles? Because you've done a lot of episodes now.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's kind of, well, we do a bit of I guess you get trying a bit of market feedback from what's working and what's not, and people just love the format the way it's been, and with TV especially, like we make the stuff for YouTube, which is different. It's a little bit more, I guess, rough and raw for YouTube, but with with the production level and quality production, but. TV stuff, I guess we just keep tweaking and adjusting, and the main thing is just trying to obviously keep being yourselves, because a big part of it's the personalities, and it's about going, well, we're still there, it's still the boys, we still have the challenges, still have the consequences. People obviously love that part of TV stuff, and I wish they didn't. They fucking I fucking wish they didn't. They always, we love your consequences. Fuck, okay.
Can we just do a quick list of ones that spring to mind? Maybe you first, Scott, and then Mig after, just to give people an idea.
Yeah,
so
sure,
especially they haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
And they may. I mean, it's a great hook.
Yeah, it is.
It's very like for me, it was very. I grew up in a similar era.
Yeah.
Watching those CKY
Yeah,
videos,
that's it,
watching the Jackass videos, and it's like it gets to a point where you go, fuck, where do we go from here? And when you're just getting shot with rock salt in the ass point blank with a shotgun or something, you're like, fucking hell, like we probably need to put a little.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
What's going on
What
here?
have been
fucks, what else do you want?
so what have been probably the worst or most memorable?
Yeah.
So give us like the top 3.
Top 3, I'll go. We've told you guys before, but deep heat in the undies.
Yeah.
As bad as it gets. Burnt balls for hours afterwards. The hot some of the hot sauce hot chip ones we've done in the past.
Yeah.
My pissed out my dick, burnt my dick hole with a pissed.
Yeah.
It was as bad as it gets. And then just some of the sort of pain ones. Yeah, one from this year actually. You guys want to have a look?
Yeah.
Check this out. So.
Just lifting up his pants.
Lifting up my pants. So Mig drew this. Got this done yesterday.
Moray by Mig.
Pretty average
That is a
drawing.
great
of
tattoo.
Moray.
So
There's a point. It's like a reverse bell curve where something becomes so shit that it's awesome. Exactly. And then it's got the other side. That's fucking rad.
So it was like I lost. I've clearly lost the challenge, and I was like, "What are we going to do?" And I was like, "I'll just get a tattoo. I don't care." Well, if we talked about it, we'll just get it. And then I got a mate Jacob in Hamilton, who's a tattooist, and shout out to Jacob Cross Tattoos. And I was like, Meg, you draw a picture. You draw it. It'll be good. Like, whatever you draw, fucking, we're not going to change it. Like,
There's the gem.
exactly.
There
And
it
Meg
is.
drew the Moray with a love heart. And yeah.
Obviously, we all hate catching Morays.
Yeah,
so
they're an
more
undesirable.
than this guy.
So,
Non-target
well.
species.
So go full commitment, get a tattoo, why not?
What about you?
Yeah, so consequences over the years. Well, one that definitely is long lasting is we've done quite a few wedgie ones over the years, and Scott hooked my undies onto the back of the ute with a rope, and we were like,
And a bungee cord.
and a bungee cord. We're like, that'll work, it'll stretch, and then like they'll just
the
rip
undies
off.
That was the plan.
But instead, he just drove off. It ripped me onto the ground, half ripped my undies up around my head, so my dick and balls are out, and all sorts of, and like all in slow mo, 3 cameras running, chipped my tooth, like it's just like.
I remember like I was on the ute and I fucking hammered down. I was like, go on, I hear this, like I kind of like, I better just fucking hit the brakes just in case. And lucky I did, because he was still attached. I hit the brakes and he's just getting dragged, and he's like fucking poor old kid.
Yeah,
And we had to kind of cut it for TV. Like literally, he just disappears out of shot. You might have seen that. It's just like because you couldn't show the proper, because like I say, it was not appropriate.
And we'd had like this nice grass area, and then it was the driveway after that, and we're like, I'll land on the grass if anything happens, and I'm like off the grass onto the concrete.
straight onto the
Oh, so that's how you smack your tooth out.
fucking
chip my tooth.
Yeah, and
so.
he's fucking standing there all, what the fuck happened, covering up. I'm like, shit, sorry, Mig, I thought it was going to rip, bro. Jared, our cameraman's just beside himself, He's just fucking lost it, It was good.
No, the wedgie ones are always good. We've done surströmming, this fermented fish. So like,
I've seen those ones,
salmon, yeah. Fuck that.
It's as bad as it looks, man. It is fucking brutal. Yeah.
What are they fucking up to, eh? Like,
I don't know.
Is it a
Who
joke,
wants to
or
eat
do
it?
people love it?
No, but okay. So definitely because we had to eat it, that eating it wasn't as bad as the smell. Like you get it in your mouth, like, oh, that's actually not that bad. It's just salty.
eating was shit.
Salty fish. It was shit, but like you'd expect that smell for something is going to actually make you like vomit, but the smell makes you vomit. The taste actually is like, it's just like unpleasant.
Their stocks have gone through the fucking roof with the internet, eh?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no one's fucking buying it for nice. Like, no one's like, well, should we have a treat tonight, babes? We'll go and get some surströmming, and it's like, fucking everyone's like, do the rotten fish thing.
Yeah. And it's genuine, man. It fucks you up. You're supposed to open it underwater, Fucusely, that's how they do it. You know,
Yeah.
And like in restaurants and stuff.
that's
open
how
it underwater and rinse it, kind of.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but no, we've done everything you can think of. All that jackass shit, snorting Tabasco sauce.
That's
always
tough.
brutal. Yeah,
The wasabi snort was
Yeah,
a fucking
that-
tough to watch, eh?
yeah. You snorted Kaitaia fire once,
Don't recommend it.
Nah, that fucked you up for the whole drive home. Yeah,
20 seconds of TV for 3 hours of just rubbing my nose
always
and
the way,
squirting
so-
pump bottles up there.
Because you don't realise what most people don't. It's like your sinus is like the size of your fist
That's
in behind
right,
your head. There's so much space. People just think that it's 2 straws that go down the back of your neck. It's like when shit gets in there, it takes so long and agitates it.
Yeah.
Like it fucks with you.
So all of that shit, and like it is a good part of the show. People want to see it, so you do it. But like I say, I guess that separated us, especially in those early days, from all the other fishing shows. People are like, those are those idiots that do that. Whatever they want to say, at least it gives us that point of difference. And we've stayed true to it, and we don't shy away from them, Getting older, shit gets harder, but you just got to do it. You just got to lean in. You know what it's like.
Are you crowdsourcing some of these? Like, so people are, because obviously everyone's like, chop an arm off, that'd be fucking classic. You know, like obviously there's quite a large number of people that have been with you from the beginning.
That's right.
That buy the merch, that you know religiously watch the show. They'll be getting excited about this.
Yeah.
You know, they would have watched last season. They would have burnt through it about 3 or 4 more times, and I'm sending their little edit notes and the little cliff notes on it, and then they're pumped knowing that this is coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it take away the love? Because obviously, you know, do a job you love and you never work a day in your life, they say. But fuck me, when you're out there film, you're in charge of 10% of what happens. You've got boat, rods, bait, everything that goes with it. You don't have a fishing show if you're not catching fucking fish. Like, is the pressure getting to a point where you're like, maybe we should just do Tuck's Wonder Dogs. We'll just whistle them up in the fucking hills, you know?
And
It's just a good gardening show or something.
The pressure's there, no doubt. The pressure's there, but like the fishing, you can't take the enjoyment out of that part. Like, so it's not all fun and games like like you have with a day with the boys, you know. But I guess, the pressure has its fun too, and I think we thrive on that now,
especially now. And especially like I said before, you get better at things, you know, the more you do it, and so now we get to the point where we know we can create content around maybe a shit fish. A moray eel, for example, would normally be don't roll on this fucking shit. You know, now it's like let's roll on this. It's interesting to people. You know, it's how people can relate. You know, you're catching some shit fish, you can make something out of that. It's about trying to make the show about, like I said, about the being out on the water, the personalities, and then what goes with that. And so 9 times out of 10, we'll go to a location and we will be able to come away with content, a show, some sort of fish will be in there, and people will get a good watch out of it. And we really just pride ourselves on making the content, what we're filming, make it good. You know, don't just hope that the big fish is going to turn up and you don't have a show if you don't have that, because we've done that in the past and we've come home from 3 days and got nothing. You're like, fuck, what, and how do we do that? You know, like, and that's hard, you know, that's cost, that everything that goes with that.
And some of our better episodes are the ones where you don't catch the big fish. It's the journey along the way, and like you were saying before, you appreciate like, oh, you can still show something that you know, it's a hard day on the water like everybody else has.
Yeah, it's just a joke. I still joke. I saw with our cameraman and editor and old cameraman. It's like, people's favourite episode, mate. This will be someone's favourite episode. Don't you worry. We're the fishing shit. We come back, fuck, that was hard work. I was like, it'll be someone's favourite episode. And it is.
And you get into the edit suite and it looks epic.
It comes together well, you know. Like,
I think I've just thought of an integrated promo piece. You can maybe to like the Mad Butcher or something, but you could, or Silver Fern Farms or something like that. You can just fucking, because I once caught an eel out in the Watamata Harbour on a fucking piece of steak. But you could roll a different bait from fucking the Mad Butchers.
Like, I fucking kid you not. We were having a flick, and we were over in Noosa fishing the waterways. Massive flatheads, fucking all sorts of great brim, everything over there. Fishing's great, like right in front of this place we were staying. And we were catching fuck all on these prawns, which they're normally fishing with. And this Italian dude turned up, and he was next to us, me and my sons, and he just fucking chucked in. The bloke was just bucketing out, like just catching something. It's like, what are you using for bait? And he goes, chicken breast. And so I chucked on some chicken breast. Fuck, biggest flat I've ever seen came in. It was almost like a metre long, and the kids had on like a fucking Barbie rod with my mate's daughter's one. It was tiny. So we lost it because they had this tiny little hook. And then we went again, got fucking couple of brim, and then we got a mud crab. I'll show you a picture afterwards. It was the size of the bottom of a fucking Bunnings bucket. This thing was ginormous, huge, and it was on chicken breast.
Well, you could get KFC to sponsor
the
segment. Take it.
We've caught some wax on we've caught some different fish on different things over the years. We had a challenge down the South Island to catch a blue cod on like 3 different things. Lollies and fuck all sorts of shit. Those things eat anything. Suicidal, suicidal, the old blue cod. If you're a shit fisherman, go down and where the blue cod are. You'll quickly become a good fisherman.
Oh,
mate, exactly right.
You want to get the big old ones? Fucking Werther's Originals.
Some curiously strong mints.
Some driving mints.
Some Macintosh as well.
Hey, mate, thanks. We really appreciate it.
What are you covering off in this season without giving too much away? Like, where are you going? What are the...
So it's a slightly shorter season this year because with the advent of our YouTube sort of content that we obviously create quite regularly now, monthly episodes, we call them side missions on YouTube. So the TV season's a bit shorter, but we managed to get ourselves down to the South Island, D'Urville Island, where you mentioned before.
Right.
Big kingies and
on top water too, which is just like a big explosion.
And just some good, what's that?
Kaipara Harbour.
Oh, the Kaipara Harbour, first time ever, which is the New Zealand's biggest harbour, and
that goes also the largest breeding ground of great white sharks.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, and then it's a cool spot, like shallow water, like just random as, like dirty shallow water catching fucking big snapper. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I pulled up there once years ago, and it was a charter boat was just coming in, and there was all these regulars that go there. Basically, it was their version of shopping for fish.
Yeah.
And they each had the tip trolleys with a chili bin on them, and they all bagged out. The fucking chili bins were all full.
Yeah, man. That's
pay
crazy.
$80 to go out there and fill a chili bin full of fish like every time.
And it's in the harbour, right? It's
People
cool.
are scared of it because of the current, I reckon.
Yeah, it does have
yeah,
that
it
element,
does.
but
Yeah, it's
but
notorious.
when you like any harbour, if you're up in the sort of back at up in the arms of the harbour, it's actually pretty safe. And yeah, it was cool. That was pretty neat. So that was a good little bit of something new for us. And then just a couple of our other sort of favourite zones. Our first episodes out from our family batch in Coromandel, where where we grew up fishing together, and like bit of nostalgia there, and flick through the old family photo albums and stuff. Because we've been going there since we were like, so our parents have been going there since the 60s, I think, or so that's
we've grown up
a lot
there
of
as
history
our
there.
sort
So
of adventure playground.
it's nice to sort of go back and showcase a bit of that, eh? And amongst another few other sort of areas around the North Island, which we've been to before and had some success. And as per usual though, there's plenty of consequences to be had, because the challenge fish don't always get caught, mate.
Moray.
Yeah, the moray, exactly. Yeah.
Good shit. Well, we'll put all the links in the show notes below, and if people, wherever you are in the world, check it out. If it doesn't excite you domestically, then fucking check your pulse. And then obviously, if you ever thought about coming to New Zealand and getting involved, we've got a great fishery. We do a good job of it. We could do a better job of it,
of course.
But yeah, what a way of showcasing it, and all the different fish like. People complaining about not being able to get a feed. Fuck me, we've got some wild food running around on the hills and not far from
100%
the shore as well.
Yeah,
Exactly, mate.
Yeah, appreciate you boys having us on, man. We really do.
Yeah.
Pleasure's always ours.
Snipers, reload. Another war story incoming. Eyes on target, scopes dialed in. Let's see who hits the mark.
Okay, by the way, if you want any of Scott and Mig's details to their channels and stuff, climb in. That's fucking good fun watching. Just look in the show notes. They'll be in there.
Yeah, well worth a watch too. And if it doesn't get you excited about fishing in New Zealand, well, nothing fucking will. This one here is from Anonymous in Goulburn, Australia. So I'd rather remain anonymous because, well, frankly, it's just too fucking dumb to admit it was me, but too ridiculous not to share and let people laugh at my expense. So I've got a funny sheep story for you.
Uh-oh.
We live in Australia, where the big things are legendary. Our town of Goulburn has the big merino, called Rambo by us locals, but our family calls him Big Ben after a trip to London and rescuing this horrid ram called Ben. Ben was an adorable little potty at death's door, abandoned by his mum, now I know fucking why, and the farmer was going to let nature take its course overnight, and of course, I had to bloody white knight it and save his ass. Hand-raising him with his best friend, the ginger cat, Chester Meowgie. We are a karate family.
Mr. Meowgie.
Mr. Meow. Chester Meowgie. We did the whole bloody 9 yards, cutting tail, holes and nappies, feeding him too early overnight, and he grew into a happy, healthy, horny as fuck ram. He was banded, but they accidentally only took half his sack. Oh, fuck, that would hurt. So it's putting a rubber ring around their nuts. So normally that's like early doors when they're real little. You tail them and put a ring around their nuts to make them a wether. But they accidentally only took half a sack, which we only discovered when he started jumping our autistic 10-year-old.
Oh, so he's horny. Still horny because he's got his nuts. I'll tell you what a autistic 10-year-old doesn't eat on their fucking plate for the day is a horny ram. One nut ram.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Fucking hell. Oh.
Just the exhale. Here we fucking go.
Initiated by a random as fuck sound and licking his lips. Turns out he has a tendency towards the special needs community, and if you have any kind of challenge, he'll fuck the living shit out of you.
Oh my God.
So one day, he followed me to town and a neighbour let me know. I came back to find our road blocked off by cars and bloody Ben is blocking the road. Hooves over the neighbour's teenage daughter's shoulders, humping her and making his weird sex moan sound. Fuck me, I was beyond horrified. The saying of this shit.
What is going on? Fucking turn him into a Sunday roast already.
He's booked his way to the table. That motherfucker should be on a plate. The saying in
Deep fry him whole.
Yeah. The saying in the street or rural is you haven't had a bad day until your ram is humping the neighbour's daughter. And he's been gifted the last name Dover. Yup, Ben Dover. We finally found Ben a new home with 300 ewes of his own. But he decided he didn't fucking like that. Lined me up, rammed my thigh at full pace, hyperextending my knee backwards. Fuck, he's dead now. Ben is no longer with us.
He reckoned he was in greener pastures. He's not in a bar of it.
Fuck off. Hyperextended my knee backwards, threw me into a trailer and cage, and I had the instant screaming pain that surpassed giving birth to my posterior baby. Google it. That fucking hurts. So unlike the two bubbers, I decided to have afterwards being absolutely worth it. Ben was not worth the pain. Not to mention, I somehow did the most... Oh, so this is... Okay, so now I've just fucking put two and two together. Giving birth to a posterior baby. Google it, that hurts. So
yeah, that's what Dixie had with our first. It's fucking ruthless. She was vomiting everywhere.
So I've only just clicked that this is a female that's writing this. So unlike the two bubbers, I decided to have afterwards being absolutely worth it. Ben was not worth the fucking pain. Not to mention, I somehow did the most incredible standing jump of my life on one leg onto the side of the trailer onto my uninjured leg. Whilst this protected me from this fucking crazed ram, I was unable to get back down due to the damage. Somehow, I eventually got down, hopping on one leg, caught bloody Ben. He literally ripped a horn on my thigh and was bleeding at this point by the wool. My 14-year-old son with a fractured ankle, not 2 weeks old, comes into the paddock, throws me on his crutches with two good legs between us. He hoiked the 120-kilo-old ram by the arse into the trailer while I held onto his neck like a fucking madwoman. I drove this idiot to his new home. The owner promptly called an ambulance, and amongst all the, fucking ram steaks for dinners jokes, I kept laughing. Bloody Ben gifted me a 1 millimeter shy of complete rupture. Fuck, tear through my quad muscle. Wow. And apparently only because it's the biggest muscle in your body is why it held. Any other muscle would have been fucking cooked. Internal bruising, tearing to my iliotibial, which is the hip knee band. Oh, fucking IT band. Fuck yeah. IT band, hip to knee band, which holds all my muscles together. A damaged knee, trauma-induced bursa, torn hemi, and a hematoma. Look. Oh. If you don't know what your IT band is, it basically goes from your hip down to the outside of your knee on the outside of your leg. And if you want to feel how fucking sore it is, roll on it on a foam roller or get somebody to press their fucking knuckles into it. 5 weeks in, still can't drive, and in a case of thigh versus ram, I fucking lost. He messed up his head and damaged his horn, but he is, by all reports, happily shagging his way through 300 ladies while I'm too broken to fuck myself. It looks like months for a full recovery, along with a new fear of going into paddocks with my own rescue animals. Not to mention my carer had to be my 14-year-old kid who broke his tibia in a tennis grand final, finished the game, won the trophy, got the bonus prize of caring for his invalid mum from a bloody ram. He's my weekend carer because my other son is in a ski program and apparently I can't go to the snow, fucking believe it or not, much less stand or walk, cook, all the bloody survival tasks. But he's happy because his mum, who never drinks, doesn't even take Panadol, got jacked up on endone and he made the funniest video of his life.
Oh, so she was whacked on drugs and he filmed her.
Fantastic. That is a fucking great yarn.
Unbelievable.
You don't need to be anonymous. That is a absolute belter.
Hey Ben. Fuck you, mate. Fuck you.
I can't believe that Ben's
That's
still
our
going.
winner.
Yeah.
100%.
Outstanding.
Oh, it's quite funny we talk about Ben who's putting away 300 sheep because I found this story and I was going to read it on the podcast today anyway. This will be the last thing we do. A male guinea pig named Randy broke into a female-only enclosure and impregnated all 100 of them. Now,
a fucking legend, eh?
With guinea pigs producing litters of around 4 pups, the park anticipated a population increase of 400 offspring by August 2014. Around 100 babies had already been born, with more expected in the subsequent weeks. They sort of figured out what might have been happening when they noticed a real fucking exhausted guinea pig that had lost some weight, and they started doing some fucking investigating and found Randy had fucked himself skinny.
But you should see, we
400's light, man. If they had 100, like Mamma Mia, I've talked about Mamma Mia on the podcast before. Mamma Mia could have 16 guinea pigs in 1 litter.
Fuck.
That's
Is that
light.
a cash cow? What does a guinea pig go for? Is
Fuck
it
all.
Yeah, really?
And they live for ages.
Yeah, that's niggly.
They're like a 8-10 year purchase.
Oh.
That's a lot of fucking moving the cage around.
Yeah, we were we go down to Dome Hills, which is a station, friends of ours own, and it's a relatively big operation. It's a fucking big bit of kit. Anyway, so they've got I don't know how many thousand sheep on this thing, but they've obviously you've got paddocks that hold all the rams in them, and then they basically go through. There's fucking heaps of them. These big fucking butty rams are awesome. And before they're going into mating season, they're fucking G'd up and they're nuts and massive. It just looks like they've got like a party balloon that's just fucking swinging between their legs. And Dougie was saying that when you let them loose on the ewes, and they just, because the ewes basically just mob them out, like, let's fuck, and it's just this big fucking orgy. And by the end of it, he reckons that he'll go back out 2 weeks later to change them out. And he reckons that all of them are just standing there at the gate with their fucking noses through the gate, just waiting for it to be open. Nuts have fucking disappeared. They're just shriveled up to raisins, and they are emaciated. They've just fucked themselves to death.
On that note, hopefully that happens to you one day, because it'll be a hell of a way to go out.
Shit, yes.
Have a great weekend. Another cracking week of Not For Radio. It's been awesome having you part of the podcast again. If you're new, we've been saying it all week because there's heaps of new people jumping on board. Welcome to the podcast. Sometimes we have guests from time to time like that. Not every episode. Big weekend for us sports-wise.
Yes.
Jay is back professional drinking on Saturday night at the Warriors.
I'm gonna fucking keep a lid on it because I can't fall to pieces at this point.
He won't.
No, I probably won't.
We'll see.
It's been a big dry spell.
We've also got a clash between our mighty New Zealand Warriors playing in the playoffs of the NRL.
It's a must win.
Yeah, with the All Blacks as well.
Well, yeah, so the Warriors are playing the Panthers, who have been the premier winners for the last fucking 3 out of 4 years or something.
Yeah.
Very slick team, coached by the Warriors' former coach, which also is
and player.
And then the All Blacks take on South Africa in what will be another fucking blockbuster game, because I would say that we are the top 2 rugby nations in the world currently.
Ooh, I don't know if we are.
I reckon.
The top 4.
In there.
We're somebody at the top. We're looking at a podium.
I reckon the top 10 at the moment. So South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Argentina, England, Ireland,
France would be top with a full strength side. They sent over their B team and fucking beat us.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be great.
Anyway.
That's what we're looking forward to. I'm going to continue to unpack my house this weekend. That's the plan. It's still fucking epic waking up there. I've got to sort out some sort of fucking temporary curtains. Because the lights on at night time, everyone just looks straight in. There's probably a guy whacking off my window watching me sleep. So that's on the to-do list. So if I pop up on OnlyFans, just know I didn't give my consent.
You just see fucking Dunc's bald head up above Dixie's hair, just fucking chipping away on an OnlyFans shot on a long lens.
Some guy that spent 30 grand on a bird watcher lens. Have a great weekend. Go well, go long, and up the wires.